Schumacher is the son of the 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher. Mick lost his F1 seat last year as Haas administration decided to replace him with Nico Hülkenberg after 2 failed seasons. His uncle Ralf Schumacher and his manager did their best to find a race seat for this young talent. However, it was not successful as there was a huge competition for the vacant seats at the end of the 2022 season. He was not given an opportunity by any of the Formula 1 teams, and Mercedes decided to add him as their reserve driver with the move of their former reserve Nick de Vries to a permanent driving role at AlphaTauri. He became a hot topic again with Toto Wolff's accusation that Günther Steiner would have treated Mick Schumacher differently at Haas. Through this video, we are going to discuss about the stories that are currently building around Mick Schumacher. But before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon for more exciting updates. Over the last 2 seasons, Mick Schumacher was able to collect only 12 points out of his 43 starts. But that is not due to a lack of skills within the young German driver. That was mostly due to the underperformance of the Haas challengers in both seasons, which restricted them to the bottom of the standings. In his debut season of F1, Schumacher had a totally underperforming car which was not developed throughout the entire season. Schumacher was never able to unleash his full potential as a driver after arriving at the premium racing category as the 2020 Formula 2 champion. Schumacher was partnered with Russian pay driver Nikita Mazepin in his rookie season, and he was in another league compared to his teammate. For the second season, Mazepin was replaced by experienced Kevin Magnussen, who drove for Haas previously. Schumacher was never able to match with the level of performance of Magnussen, as he was much quicker than the German driver in most of the occasions. He stressed too much with that reason and drove his Haas Challenger recklessly, causing a number of collisions throughout the 2022 season. Most of these collisions caused total or partial destruction of his Challenger, making heavy financial losses to the team, which is running with a tighter budget. This is the closest reason to the loss of his Haas seat, as team owner Gene Haas lost his faith on Schumacher. Then, Schumacher was added to the Mercedes drivers lineup by team principal Toto Wolff, admiring his skills. Even though Michael Schumacher is famous as a Ferrari driver, he ended his career as a Mercedes driver in 2012. Now his son Mick, with the same team as Ferrari Academy, lost its favour on Mick Schumacher after his poor run at Haas in the previous season. Talking about the way that Steiner treated the young Schumacher in his first 2 years of the championship, Wolff said, "I'm looking out for the little one. I can only say that his parents did nothing wrong in bringing him up, and I claim that if Michael had accompanied his son during the 2 Haas years, Steiner would not have dared to treat Mick like that." But Günther Steiner responded to the accusation made by Wolff quickly. Haas team principal said, "What I have to say is, if my father would have been around, Toto wouldn't have said the things he said." Steiner thinks Mick brought additional stress on him with the surname that he carries. Everyone expected that young Mick would do a miracle like his father, as he was able to win the F2 championship in his first attempt. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to manage that one because there was a lot of pressure from outside because of his last name, Steiner said. Then obviously he had the big crashes, which was very difficult to manage as well for the team because it was big damage, which again you need to refocus your budget on different things, as now with the budget cap you need to invest money in performance. It wasn't easy, but racing is not easy, and coming up for young guys in Formula 1 is very tough, and nobody deserves to be in Formula 1. You need to perform. In his book, Steiner has mentioned about the criticism that he received from German media about the way he managed Mick, and he thinks that it has affected the driver's performance negatively. When analysing all the things, no one can blame Steiner regarding the level of performance delivered by the young German, as he did his best to provide the best package with the limited funding available to the team. Haas already gave up on the 2021 season, focusing on the 2022 one, so the 2022 package was considerably considerably good relative to the previous year, as Kevin Magnussen was able to score 26 points using the VF22 car, but at the same time, Mick was able to score only 12 points using a similar setup. Then there is some kind of fault on the hands of Schumacher, as he was unable to yield the maximum out of the available package. So it is not a fair thing to criticize Haas team principal for everything that Mick Schumacher did last year. I think they tried to put pressure on to keep Mick and blame all the team, and I don't think that was good for Mick, Steiner told. In the end, they didn't actively try to divide us, but that's what they did. I think he didn't feel good when he heard the things talked about me, and I didn't feel good coming from their side. In the end, they tried to divide us. This is not good for Mick, even if they tried to do this, because in the end, the team decides who is going to drive the car, and not the driver which car he is driving. There is no point to upset a team about a driver because you want to say, Günther didn't take care enough of Mick and how I do things. In the end, he scored points. Nobody says that's because Günther managed Mick like this. Nobody came with that, and I don't expect that, like I don't expect to be blamed if he crashes. The driver has to do that himself to get the points and not to crash, Haas team principal added further. With the reserve driver duties at Mercedes, Schumacher will get the valuable opportunity to drive one of the fastest cars in the current championship. That will help him to polish his skills than driving an uncompetitive package like Haas. Some driver contracts are set to expire at the end of this season, but most of these contracts will be renewed. So there are very limited opportunities for Schumacher to make a comeback next year either. But the bidding process has already started for the 11th and 12th Formula 1 teams, and at least one team will join the sport by 2025. So it will create a vacuum in the drivers' market, creating opportunities for drivers like Schumacher and Ricciardo who are expecting to make a comeback. So what do you think about the future of Mick Schumacher? Will he be able to make a comeback with Mercedes? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel to get more exciting Formula 1 news. See you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.